Friends, we are here with Shree Hari Shankar Jain ji. Incredible time we are going to have. He is considered as the Bishma Pitamah of the Hindu fight in Bharat, and absolutely I am excited and delighted to be here. You will know about his life history in a short while. Okay, you will see it, and I am so happy to be here. Hari Shankar Jain ji, आप ये बताइए, so happy to be with you. आपका पहला केस कौन सा था profession?
The first case was very difficult one, and nobody was thinking about that election of a Rajya Sabha MP can be declared void. I filed the petition challenging the election of Mr. P.N. Shukul to Rajya Sabha, and my election petition was allowed on 10th July 1981, and the election was declared void. This was my very first case when I was a young chap in the profession. Otherwise, I was thinking to work something about Hindu community. Because from the very childhood, when I was about 7-8 years old, by that time, I had studied so many books, historical books. I have studied about the atrocities and barbarian acts of Muslims, about the demolition of temples, and I decided to do one thing, that I will get it back, all back, and I will do something. Firstly, I wanted to go join army, but my health as well as my height, it restrained me to join army. Then my mother advised me to join the legal profession. We want to fulfill your mission. So I joined the profession to complete the mission, not to earn. That is the difference between me and the advocate. Everybody comes here to earn. I came here to do something. Rather, it was for doing some revolution, though by legal means. But everything from very beginning I started, and it was for me. Everything was creative. I created new points, new things, and I found that the Hindus require something intellectually and something in field. When Ram Mandir Andolan began and was on its height in 1991, Rath Yatra Dauran, Bachcha Bachcha Ram Ka Janam Ke Kaam Ka, then my feelings aroused, and I could not remain silent, and I immediately came and contacted the party, Hindu Mahasabha, and I filed my Vakatnama for Hindu Mahasabha in Ram Janam case, which was pending since 1950.
Wow.
I born in 1954, it was 4 years before I took birth. And thereafter, I prepared written statement, and whatever I could write in the written statement within framework of law, that I wrote. At that time, the so-called Babri Masjid, जिसको मैं कहता हूँ गुलामी का ढांचा, that was demolished on 6 December 1992. My mother died on that very day after performing Terai. On 20th December, I filed a petition before the High Court for darshan puja, for restoration, that was stopped by Narsinga Rao government. That was stopped, puja arti. So I filed the petition, and that was heard during winter vacations from 26, 27, 28 December. And on 1st January 1993, the division bench of the High Court delivered a very historical judgment that every citizen of India, of this soil, has fundamental right to worship Lord Rama, to have darshan puja. You can't restrain, and the order restraining darshan puja is absolutely illegal and unconstitutional, and directed that puja be started immediately.
Wow.
And as a result of that judgment, puja started from 1st January 1993 itself. And when on 7th January, Narasimha Rao government passed an ordinance, the status quo that is existing today shall be maintained. So that was the earlier order passed on 1st January. The darshan puja will be allowed that continued.
Wow.
This was my first achievement as a Hindu lawyer.
Absolutely. But let me ask you this question. When you made the Raj Sabha MP wide, your age must be what? Approximately. In the first case,
Yes, that was first important case.
how old you must have been then?
I was at that time, 154, 81, and about 27 years.
So, did you get any threats, life threats, anything like that, or they took it easy?
I never cared anything.
No. Taking on
so
a MP is a big
Congress
thing.
MP tha, he was Congress MP. So many pullings, threats. I never bothered about that. Because I know that I have to do my work. God is with me. And till the time God is with me, nobody can do any untoward thing.
And
I never cared.
Absolutely. And you said that you made the first petition on Hindu
Yes.
Hindu Mahasabha.
That was I entered in Ram Janmabhoomi case in 1990, and thereafter I filed more than 50 petitions against the regime of Mulayam Singh Yadav, Urdu translator, Urdu teacher, Shant Sabal, in which 50% Hindu, 50% Muslims were to be recruited. That was being made at communal lines. And not only this, the Mulayam Singh government had passed an order acquiring all the dharmshalas of Hindus around Ram Janmabhoomi. That I challenged successfully, and that was quashed by the Honorable High Court, and the dharmshalas were restored. I challenged the action of the government for not promoting Mr. K. M. Pandey, district judge, who had ordered to opening the lock of the Ram Janmabhoomi, only on the ground that he had passed an order for opening the locks of Ram Janmabhoomi. Writ was admitted, and after 2 months of my filing the writ petition, he was elevated.
Wow. So in these kind of cases, you are not making a lot of money. Is it fair to assume?
No,
Because most of them were like
there is no question of making money, rather I spending myself.
You're right. That's exactly my question.
That's not always. I was loser. I was from my side. And I never asked any person to give money. Because if I take 1 rupee from you, then I have obligation towards you.
Right.
From my own pocket I did.
So in your home you had a full support for this, like you were literally spending away yourself.
I work according to my notion. I never care anybody. Even I never cared my wife. She was totally against me. She was not liking all these activities. My father was not liking me to do all these activities. But my mother was pushing me. Beta, you are right, you do this. But I did whatever I liked.
And you said at the age of 6, 7 you were reading a lot of books. But nowadays the kids don't even know how to put the diaper on at that age. How you are so much into the books?
This is all mistake being committed by persons who are of my age. Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall or eating sugar papa. 1st January Christianity, 25 December they will send the क्या कहते हैं उसको Valentine Day and so many things, and they never bother, but rather they are happy because they are mentally corrupt. They have gone mentally corrupt. They are not thinking that you are doing something mischief with your own family. Your culture is dooming. Everything is dooming.
So let me move away from legal and ask you some question. Did your family got any threats to the extent they were afraid of going out or anything like that? Because you are pretty much doing those kind of work.
I can tell you one thing, that from 1990 to up to 2000, I had filed more than 75 cases. More than 75. It may be 100. Just now I can't state, but not less than 75. Solely in favor of Hindus and against Muslims. I filed. And in most of the cases I won. Order was in my favor. And I think that the only aim was to serve my community.
No, you
And so far third part is concerned, I can only say I never cared. Pamphlets were there by some organizations against me. But I never cared because I was a believer of God.
any fatwa was issued
No,
on
okay,
you?
this is sufficient to say. I never cared. I believe in Lord Rama. And I think since the time is...
You may not care, right? But your family must be scared.
Yes, I told just now that my wife was totally against me. She was not liking me. But I never cared. And I did whatever I liked.
Wow. So like in Subramania Swami's case or Jethmalani's case, Ram Jethmalani's thing, they were all leading lawyers who were working on some cause or
Yeah,
the other.
I may tell you, Subramanian Swami is not advocate. Though he has done so many cases that can be appreciated. But here, nowadays, I am not in a position to appreciate him because he is doing something wrong against Hinduism. In Place of Worship Act, he has filed a petition that exclude Kashi Mathura and the act be maintained. Who are you? At present, he has become a political person only.
No.
Solely political.
My
He is
question,
not doing anything for the community at present.
absolutely. My question is, were you offered any ministerial berth or any MLA, MP seats like that?
There's no question, because I never went or visited the house of any person. I never approached any person. Unless you approach, unless you say something, nobody is going to offer to you. Because once I go and I take a birth, my entire work will come to a standstill. Then I will say this is the power and now I have to get more power. I have decided that I am not required to get power. I am not behind power.
So, if you say me one of the case that changed your professional thing too much, like in Hindu cases.
Then I have already changed since the age of 8 years.
Right? No.
Full of vigor for Hindus, for Hindu community. And during my student life also, I was a student of Gorakhpur University. There also Jayaprakash Andolan in 1974. Then I took lead. I was a warrior. I was a revolutionary from very beginning.
Were you connected with Sangh anyway, RSS, Rashtriya Swayamsevak?
No. I am sympathizer. I appreciate and I follow Golwarkar, head Gowar. But the present day system, what is going on, I am not able to work.
Judge.
Yes. But I believe the theory given by Golwarkar and Gowar.
And in your student life, you were in ABVP or anything like that?
No,
or?
since my father was in judicial service, he was judge. So I was asked not to go anywhere.
Oh, so your father was also in legal fraternity?
Yes, he was
He was a judge of which level? Like
district judge.
district judge. Yes. Wow, fantastic. So
and he was, distinction is that my father was purely secular and my mother was purely communal. And I am the product of my mother.
Wow.
I was not influenced by my father. I was influenced by mother.
So your mother was also in the legal area, or she was a housewife?
She was housewife, purely housewife.
Wow.
And she was knowing Sanskrit very much. And she was remembering Ramchit Manas from the age of 7 years.
Wow.
She was a spiritual lady.
So if you want to say me about one case that you are super excited about, what it will be?
I never became excited in any case. Because every case, there is some Lord in my case. Lord Krishna, Lord Rama. I was counsel for Lord in Lord Rama case, that's the case, for 30 years. From 1990 to 2019, continuously, of Hindu Mahasabha. I filed number of cases, more than 102 cases, concerning the Hindus by this time. Perhaps it is now about 125. I'm giving the old figure.
Wow. So now your son is like becoming like you.
Yes.
You know what?
I was instructing for my son. I have never told him, never asked him to act according to my have my path. But he himself he himself joined, attracted and joined. Because my family, when he was too young, 2 or 3 years, 5, 4 years, they were seeing that I was chanting, raising a slogan, Ram Ram. So that gave him the cause to be with me. He was so much influenced.
So you were his senior also, or
Yes.
he was junior under you, or
No, from very evening, he said, no, you are my senior, father and both, senior both.
wow. So what?
And he has actually, now he's doing well than me. He's a very good speaker and he explains everything. He understands
and he is
everything.
very humble.
Humble and he understands everything. And whatever I want to convey, I take a class, I teach him, tell him, "Okay, on this point say like this." And he has promised that for whole life, he will be doing this thing and he'll never leave this path of Hindutva. Whatever is offered to him again to leave this.
Absolutely. And I am sure in your kind of, you are a high profile lawyer, right? In your thing, you will find a lot of bribery coming on your way in terms of different aspects of it. Anything that you just said no, anything that you remember of that you would like to share?
One thing I may tell, that once upon a time, when I had filed number of petitions against Mulayam Singh Yadav government, and his wife was suffering due to my petitions, yes, some high officer of his government came to me in night at 12. What problem you have got with the government? Whatever you want, you may take. You may keep the ministerial worth, but leave this. Otherwise, you know what will happen. I said, yes, I know. But I will do.
You are not feared, you are not afraid.
आया था 5 मिनट के लिए fear आया था. But that vanished. It was midnight, maybe 12 and 12:30.
This is after Kar Seva or before Kar Seva shooting by Mulayam Singh Yadav?
It was before Karma.
Okay. Because there he pretty much showed who he was.
Yes. A person came, a very identity came.
Now also you do practice, right?
Yes, I am very well in practice, active practice. Otherwise, I have no other source of income. This is the only source of income.
Wow.
And I spend money only on 2 things: to run the family and to Hindutva. And I don't say anybody to give me any money.
Yeah, I never saw you doing anything.
I
like
never
that.
ask. If you say that I want to donate you, I will not refuse. But I will never ask to give you to give. And I never give my account number publicly. This is my account number, do something. No.
Wow. Because today Hindutva, when you were working, in the beginning, it was not like that. It was not a very fashion thing. Today, Hindutva is a most sold commodity.
It was at that time, actually, people were saying that you were committing suicide.
Right.
My father was saying committing suicide. Nobody was appreciating it. Why you are choosing this path? And at present, every organization of Hindus, number of shops are open.
There's a big money in the industry.
Only they see money. They are not doing Hindu cause. How to get power? If I do something, I am an advocate. I have one page in a file. I give my biodata that I should become standing counsel. I may become judge.
Absolutely. And let me ask you, many times when I talk to people, they give a big credit to Narasimha Rao for demolition of the Babri Masjid structure. Will you give also, because you fight more case during his time, right? Give us your perspective.
Sir, I don't agree.
You don't agree?
No. It was only due to Kalyan Singh. Narasimha Rao had no say. And Narasimha Rao government, actually, Narasimha Rao government passed a number of legislation against Hindus. Place of Worship Act, even that was enacted before demolition. only to restrain Hindus.
Because see, when we read about Narasimha Rao, it is being said that during the demolition he went and sat in the puja room.
What could he do? What could he do? 2-3 lakh persons are there standing. Where he has the power to say open fire. There was state government, he had no power otherwise. The still Kalyan said, no, I will not ask for firing, I will never order for firing. So what business he had to do? Except to say, keep mum.
Which he was good at.
And not only this, after demolition, he dismissed BJP government 9 states. How you can say that he was something instrumental? No.
So
no credit to Narasimha Rao.
Wow. Because we have been told that Narasimha Rao was like a soft Hindutva person who was pushing the cause.
Had he been, he would not have passed place of worship in 1991. He would have passed the 1995. Scrapping the provision of limitation act for Muslims. You can recover your property anytime without limitation. Though there is limited 12 years for Hindus. No, I don't agree.
Absolutely. Now Supreme Court has recently spoken about ordered about the Chief Election Commissioner thing. Well, you want to say anything about that?
I think that the order of Supreme Court requires a change. It requires a change. Because court is bound to act according to the Constitution. Article 324 does not empower the Supreme Court to interpret the Constitution this way. It empowers the government to appoint. And for the last so many years, 1970, for the last 75 years, is being appointed by the government.
But now what the
and
government...
senior most person is being appointed. Where is it that there will be a collegium for that purpose also? And the judgment of Supreme Court cannot be appreciated even introducing collegium system. Demand that everything should be with judges. I don't agree with that.
No, now the order has come that they will be also the party in this Chief Election Commission.
But the central government has power to legislate as the subject. It will continue till the time legislation does not come.
Oh, continue the same person till the...
No. This order is not forever. It will continue only till the time a law is not made by legislature, by parliament, for appointment of the election commissioner.
Okay.
So parliament has power to legislate. This order will go. Finished. And one thing or very symbolic thing, let me tell you. Sometime before, about 4 or 5 days before, a bench of the Supreme Court, they were petitioned by Ashwini Upadhyay. I am not saying that Ashwini Upadhyay should have filed, should not have filed, that is another thing. He had filed a petition for changing the names converted during slave period, pre-independent era. Lot of lecture also going in. A lot of lecture. But we have no power. We cannot raise our voice to change the names, the historical blunders, the wrong committed in the past. You are shutting our mouth. Where is power to speech expression? 91A go. Very shocking. That has been very shocking. And I think that the central government must enact some law giving power to Hindus to reclaim all the names, all the properties, all the religious places, and historical blunders, historical wrongs must be rectified. So there is no need of constitution. Why we are covered by constitution? The old days of slavery, haunting our mind forever, that you are slave. See this mosque in which dilapidated, broken idols are there. You go and see, wow, what is this? He came. That Sultan came. Wow, how did you good work? You have good work for the sake of Islam. He demanded my temple and you appreciate and say, he's my bhai, brother. But this type of secularism, I'm not going to accept.
Wow. So now where do you see the the collision between the Supreme Court and the government ending? Is there a possibility of ending? Any compromise coming on the board?
The only thing is, the parliament and the government have to exercise its own power. They should not be dependent on Supreme Court. And they should not be independent to anybody. Parliament is supreme, it can enact law, it can change the constitution, it can amend the constitution. Article 368 is very clear. The parliament should awake, should know its power. And as soon as parliament exercises powers, which reflects the mind and wishes of the people, all things will go vanish.
So you think this will crash the coalition between our Modi government will take strict action to shut down the...
I think that Modi government should take.
Should take or will take?
I can say only should take.
Fantastic.
So that a message should go to the judiciary and to every person. That 2, 3, 4, 5 persons are giving preachings, sermons, sitting at a particular place, and everyone will accept it. Again, the wishes of the people, you 5 persons or 6 persons, 10 persons, will prevail over our wishes, over Gandhian theory. You can't compel me to be a follower of Gandhi. You can say, I may not abuse him. That is one thing. I may not abuse any religion. That is one thing. But you must appreciate that religion. No, you can't say. It is my right to appreciate, not to appreciate. It is my right to say that my Hinduism is supreme. I will not say that your religion is you're bad. But I am supreme, it is my right. Christianity says that we are supreme. Muslim Islam says we are supreme. Our Nabi is great. I think our Lord Krishna, our Lord Rama, our Lord Shiva, they are great. They are the creators, creatures, and they are the person who commanding the entire universe. Ours are great. You can't compel me. Now, the word secularism is taking very bad shape. In the name of secularism, you want that everybody should sing one song. You don't say anything against anybody, against anything. Howsoever atrocity might have been committed, or is being committed. If you say anything, you do something for Kashmiris, appoint a commission to investigate into the atrocities committed in 1990 when Hindus had to leave the place. No, it is too late. For others, everything is okay. Now this will not go. And in 2024 election, people will give vote according to that. A government which may change the present scenario.
When you are talking about Article 370, I want to ask you something relevant to that. Okay, as you know, Bharat Marg, we are doing a documentary in the upcoming days on the 7 sisters. When I wanted to do it, they say I need a permit to go here, I need a permit to go there, permit to here. Then what is the difference between the Northeast and 370, and why to target only 370 and give free hands to Northeast?
Look, one thing is, Northeast is something different. They are not anti-India. Number one. They are doing something to protect their culture. Really. Here, Pakistan Zindabad. Against India, there is slogan, pelting stones. Here is the element of sabotage against India.
No, I agree with you in a way, but I disagree with you in certain ways too. In Northeast, you have the Christian missionaries who pretty much all the missionaries come for conversion and they get a free hand, whereas we are not able to go.
No, in that sense I say that the government should do something for Northeast also. I am not defending that. I am only saying what is difference. So far the Article 371 is concerned. I was saying different context.
Right. You said, but do you think government need to work?
Yes, for Hindus. And this Christian missionaries should be banned. demographic changes are being made, and that is nobody can support. I can support. Whatever I said, I support Article 371 is special provision for Meghalaya, Nagaland, Mizoram. I am saying in that regard,
Right.
but not in regard to
Christian
Christian
missionaries.
missionaries. They should be tackled with the iron hand, and this should not be allowed to work in India.
Absolutely.
And it is the duty of the central government.
Now you are watching the central government very closely as an outsider, and you are also involved in the court system. So, do you think the collegium system will be demolished pretty soon, or a long way to go?
I think whenever a person knows his power, maybe legislature, maybe executive, maybe judiciary, whoever may be. Once you know your power, you will do everything.
Wow.
If you are sleeping on your powers, you will be crushed.
Fantastic. And so we all know your son being the lawyer in your family. Anybody else in your family are lawyers?
And my daughter is married. Her husband is in Germany, my damad. In the company we working. We have only 2 kids.
So only son is the lawyer.
Yes.
Awesome. And in your
My daughter is also advocate, but she is not interested in practicing.
okay, got it. And how about your father's side, mother's side? Any advocates also?
No.
Your dad was a judge.
Yes.
Other than that, you had any other
No.
connection to? Wow. So he was the first time.
Yes.
Fantastic. Thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it. It was such a great pleasure talking to you. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for what you're doing.